There's a problem in the village. Getafix is out of commission, and Asterix just realized what that means. Now would be a good time to panic. But mostly in this outing, we're going to talk about the fine art of Gauls and their interior decorating. Welcome to Page by Toutatis House Hunters edition, an overly thorough examination of Asterix, panel by panel, page by page, open floor plan by open floor plan. Today we're looking at the 10th page of Asterix Volume 7, Asterix and the Big Fight. It's obvious to you and I in reading this book that Getafix's amnesia is going to be a huge plot point in the story. But for Asterix and Vitalstatistix, and really the rest of the village, it's not the first thing that comes to mind. They're more worried about their friend who is hurt. They want him to be okay. This is really just a feel-good story. They know there are Romans in the forest, but that's normal. They don't know about the plot behind the big fight just yet. We're still 3 pages away from that, and boy, are those a fun couple of pages. I can't wait to get to those. It doesn't even dawn on anyone until a page and a half later that Getafix's memory loss means the magic potion's recipe is lost also. And that's when they get to action. So let's look at this initial oversight as a positive, in the way the village is a group of people who truly look out for one another. Kinda, sorta. You know, when they're not flinging fish in each other's faces and all. Except Cacophonix. F*** that guy. Those villagers can be so mean. We get a good look at the inside of a couple of characters' homes on this page. First, we have this great establishing shot of the interior of Chief Vitalstatistix's house. It's sparsely furnished, but the centerpiece of the whole room is his elevated chair right there. It looks like the kind of thing an officiant of a tennis match would sit on, but it's fitting for a man of his stature. He can't always be standing on a shield held off the ground by 2 lackeys. He can make pronouncements on high from the comfort of his own house by climbing up on this thing instead. Here you see the interior, the straw roof, which contains, no skylights. The window and the door openings are the only ways to let light in, so it must get seriously dark in there at night. You can also see the inside of the stone walls and the wooden frames for that door and the window in the front. Yes, it does look a lot like a Smurf's house. I just noticed while doing this that the half door in the chief's house has a locking mechanism on it. Not sure how useful that is when the door only covers half the space and someone could so easily just jump through the opening above the door, or even just through the window next to it. I guess I could be charitable though and just say that's there to hold the door closed so it doesn't swing open in the breeze. Let's go with that. This is no McMansion. You get a couple of cauldrons by the front door, a lovely vase with flowers in the window to help spruce the place up. I'm guessing Impedimenta put that there. But it's mostly empty otherwise. Aside from that chair, there's no other furniture in the scene here. Let's just assume there's a bed in the corner behind where Uderzo put his camera in there. Or we can take a look through some other Asterix books and put some pieces together. Here in Asterix in the Cauldron, we can see a red curtain behind the chair. That, I would gather, is how he separates his personal side of the home from the business of the village side when he's making pronouncements from on high. But in Asterix and the Chieftain's Shield, we can see his bed over on the side of the room that looks like it would be in front of the curtain too. So maybe the house is a little wider than I initially gave it credit for in the first shot. But, don't think about it too hard. It's not like Uderzo made architectural renderings of these homes from the outset and stuck by it. This isn't, a superhero comic. We don't need the continuity to be that tight. And yes, if that panel looks familiar, this whole sequence was quoted in the recent Asterix and the Big Fight miniseries on Netflix, and hilariously so. By the way, look how closely the animators on the show replicated certain details. Look at the shelf on the wall behind Obelix's head there. The amphora in the middle, with the horn to the right and the bowl on the far right, the small jug to the left. Well, the animators went with a plate on the far left, while Uderzo had drawn more of a bowl, but at least they're the same earthen color. Also, the animators didn't think the shelf needed the extra support of that extra stick of wood underneath it, but otherwise, pretty close. You can tell they used this panel for reference, and that's pretty cool. Next, we get a look inside Getafix's place, where he's busy convalescing, though not getting better nearly quick enough for the comfort of anyone in the village. The centerpiece of this house is that giant stove fireplace thingy in the back. Look at that glorious piece of mid-1st century BC modern art. It has a huge hearth with a domed rock hood above it to capture all the smoke and heat and bring that straight outside. It's perfect for the man who builds potions in his large cauldron, though how many of those potions need to be heated I don't exactly know, but we'll give him that tool. But I like how he has all his tools hanging from the hood of the stove back there, all the ladles and the spoons. He keeps his pots and his jars to hold his potions on the ground, sitting right along the edge there. I'm just guessing there's no overhead cabinetry going on here. They didn't really have that back at 50 BC. Hanging from the rafters, we can see his golden sickle and a hanging potted plant, because every village house has to have a floral accent of some sort somewhere. And whether that, in his case, is there for pure decoration, or maybe it's an ingredient in his potion, I don't know. He also has a door and a window there in the front of the house, again with the half door, and it's all complete with a table in front of that, which is really the front corner of the house. Unlike Vitalstatistix's place, we get to see Getafix's bed here. Of course, it's a bit of a plot point, so it makes more sense to draw that on the page directly. So, which house would you pick? Would you choose house number 1 for its open floor plan, tall chair, and floral window treatment, albeit with a sketchy security system? Or house number 2, with its large kitchen, vaulted ceilings, and exposed beams? Tell me in the comments below, and of course, like this video. It's what any good Gaul would do. Chief Vitalstatistix steps up to the plate to deliver a stirring speech that is, well, he's no Mark Antony, and this is definitely not Shakespeare. For reviews of every Asterix book, and essays on everything from the paper cuts reprints to the pop-up books, check out the Asterix Agenda over at pipelinecomics.com. Or click on these suggested videos for more Asterix fun and games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next page.